Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we are going to be installing this lid spoiler on my 2007 Subaru Forester XT. So let's go ahead and talk a bit more about this product. Taking a closer look, this lid spoiler is actually from a SF generation Forester. I had previously compared all the available spoilers for the SG, but ultimately decided that this design would be the best fit for my Forester's off-road look. Now the spoiler came with these pre-drilled holes, and that's exactly what I'm going to be using to mount this onto my SG Forester. Next, I also wanted to show you guys the fading clear coat that I've had on my rear hatch door. You may have noticed it from my pictures, but I'm hoping that this lip spoiler will help hide the clear coat and hopefully slow down the degradation of the clear coat as well. Now before we begin, let's go ahead and take a look at the tools that I use for this modifications. And in this case, you'll need a masking tape and some 3M tape, a marker, a screwdriver. You'll also need a rivet nut gun in appropriate sizes and bolts. Last but not least, a drill gun and drill bits. The size of the drill bits do not matter, but you just want to make sure that they're the right size for the rivet nut that you are planning to use. And to get started, I masked off where I was planning to drill. This also provided me a canvas to make sure that everything was aligned correctly. Next, I used a tape measure to measure the width of my hatch door. Another trick that you can just use is also just to use the washer fluid nozzle. The nozzle should be pretty close to where the center of the hatch door is, so I definitely recommend that technique. On the spoiler itself, I took a few more measurements to make sure that it was appropriate aligned with the hatch door, and once I was able to mark the guidelines, I went ahead and test fit it on the door, and once everything was aligned correctly, I used some paint to mark where the holes are going to be. Afterwards, I started with the pilot hose, and once the pilot hose were drilled, I then moved up to a larger size drill bit. Now, once again, in this bit, it doesn't matter what size you choose. You just want to make sure that you are using the appropriate size for the rivet nut that you're going to be using. Now, once the holes are drilled, I did use some touch-up paint to protect the exposed metal. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at how the rivet nut gun works. And to keep it simple, the rivet nut gun applies pressure against the flange and crushes it, locking the nut in place. This nut will provide threads for you to screw on appropriate bolt sizes. With that explained, let's go ahead and put the rivets into the holes that I previously drilled. Next, I did apply some silicone gasket material just to protect it from moisture and other contaminants. And moving back to the spoiler itself, I did use some 3M tape on the brackets. This should help level out the lid spoiler and, in theory, help keep contaminants out as well. Now it is finally time to screw the lid spoiler onto the rear of my Forester. And let's go ahead and give it a quick shine, and let's take a look at my new SF spoiler. And guys, that will be the end of this video. So if you guys found this video helpful or have any additional questions, feel free to leave a like or comment down below. And as always, if you guys do want to see what happens next to the XT, the 86, 96, the Z, the 50, or the Macan, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.